Hello. Welcome to this new video. Today we will talk about a very important aspect. You need to want to become rich, not just show it without actually being rich. We will analyze what are the unnecessary expenses, watch the whole video and find out if you are also making these mistakes. Do you want to become rich? Avoid these 7 things. I own supercars and a private jet. I am surrounded by the most beautiful women, and I am a multimillionaire. I'm sorry to break the dream, but this statement is completely false. The problem is that many people who want to become rich try to live such a lifestyle. Because many prefer to appear rich rather than actually being rich. So, if your desire is to show off your riches, this video is not for you. Turn it off and spend the next 30 years spending everything you have until you reach 50 years old and have nothing left to show. When I say you have little to no chance of becoming a millionaire while living a luxurious lifestyle, I'm not trying to demoralize you. On the contrary, I want you to do all the hard work now so that you can enjoy all the benefits of wealth later, the biggest of which is the freedom to do what you want when you want. So, if you want to become rich, listen to these tips. I would avoid buying these 7 things. Number 1. A house. Many may disagree with this point, but buying a house for yourself, if you are seriously intent on becoming extremely rich, is one of the worst moves you can make. I didn't think this way in the past, but in recent years, I have changed my mind. If you have a job that has allowed you to save a decent amount of money, why would you lock that money in a house instead of reinvesting a portion of it to expand or start a business that can make you more money? Buying a house for yourself would mean locking all the hard-earned money you have, which would prevent you from leveraging it to do even more and starting from scratch. Let me clarify. I'm only talking about buying a personal property to live in. Buying a property to rent out or renting out a part of your house is a completely different story and is quite smart. If you're not doing any of these things, renting is actually a better idea. Most people struggle to understand this since they only see it as money wasted every month, but the return they could have obtained on the down payment money that would have been locked was much more valuable. I know it's the opposite of what many elders will tell you, but what many don't consider is that in their time, it was much easier to buy a house because it required much less money for the down payment. Getting a mortgage is somewhat like having a locked savings account, so it's only a good idea for people who would waste the money or leave it sitting in the bank account without doing anything. So, if you want to be rich, you need to find a better investment vehicle than a house to live in. Number 2. The latest technology. No one cares if you have the latest iPhone or the latest Apple Watch. Too many people upgrade to the latest technology just because it looks cool or they think it will make them happier. If your phone is unusable and you want, for example, an iPhone, why not buy the iPhone 5 instead of the latest model? You will surely have a valid phone, but at half the price, and even if you need it for work, you have everything you need, but you have saved considerably. The phone can be a tool for work, not an object that brings you happiness. The truth is, if you own a useful device like an iPhone or an Apple Watch, it may be beneficial to upgrade to the latest version to improve performance, but upgrading just to have the latest technology is not a wise financial decision if you truly want to become rich. Instead, focus on buying items that can have a much greater impact on your life and try to avoid being lured by misleading advertising. Thirdly, investments you don't understand. Let's face it, too many people have ventured into investing during the pandemic without really knowing what they were doing. They simply put their money into stocks hoping that their value would increase, which is a terrible idea. As Tai Lopez would say, it's all about knowledge of stocks, the market, Wall Street, and the trading tools you are using. Fourth, gifts for a partner. I'm not saying you shouldn't buy gifts for your partner, on the contrary. I'm going a step further and saying that you shouldn't have a partner at all. According to the National Retail Federation, the average person will spend around $103 on Valentine's gifts each year. I know it may not seem like a big deal, but that's just one occasion. You will have to set aside at least $100 for birthdays, Christmas, and anniversaries. Add the extras of $15 per month for flowers, and you're looking at an additional $180. This adds up to over $580, and we haven't even started with the small surprises throughout the year or the times when there are bigger gift needs. We've all been through this phase. I don't want to sound stingy, but the only person you should spend money on is your future spouse. So, if you want to become rich, I suggest staying single and focusing on building your empire. You will have more time and money to invest in yourself and your future. Who knows, maybe you'll find someone who shares your financial goals and ambitions along the way. Number 5. Buying a new car. Buying a new car is actually one of the worst financial decisions you can make. It's the silent killer of wealth that no one talks about. Let's do the math for a mid-sized car worth $25,000. If you don't have enough money to buy it right away, you could opt for a loan instead. Assuming you have a good credit score and can get a 3.5% interest rate with a $3,000 down payment and a $1,000 trade-in for your old car, you will pay $382.02 per month for 60 months. However, you also need to consider vehicle depreciation. A new car loses about 22% of its value in the first year and about 55% in 5 years. This means that halfway through your loan, you will actually be losing $400 per month for the next 2.5 years, without ever recovering that money. What is the solution? If you or your wife really need a new car because, for example, you have to travel a lot of kilometers every day, then you can consider buying a new car. Otherwise, choose a used car. So, if you want to become rich, you have to be smarter in buying a vehicle, so as not to deplete your wealth month after month. Point number 6. Impulse purchases. You will never become the person you want to be if you can't control your impulse purchases. Let's tackle them one by one. First, sales items. It is important to look beyond so-called sales, as often the discounted price of a product is not actually a true discount and the retailer has simply raised it above the original price. Second, designer clothes. I have nothing against buying quality clothes. In fact, I think it's a good idea because they will look better and last longer. What I don't like are designer clothes that justify their high price only because of the exaggeration around the label. People buy these brands just to impress others. Third, we need to talk about entertainment subscriptions. It was still acceptable when we only had Netflix, but now it seems like there are so many other streaming platforms. I only subscribe to one at a time. I don't have enough free time to watch everything, so I watch whatever I want on each platform during a 3-month period, then cancel and switch to a new one. Fourth, the extended warranty scam. For example, 2 years is a reasonable lifespan for an iPhone, so when you purchase an extended warranty, you're actually only paying for an additional year of coverage, and by the time you get to the last year, you might have lost the details of your warranty or even sold the item. These post-purchase purchases may not seem very important at the time, but when you add them up, you realize how much they are costing you. Number 7. Alcohol. The most important thing you can do now to get an edge over everyone else is to stop drinking. I know it can be difficult for someone who drinks to say no. Maybe during a party with friends. Have you ever drunk so much that you feel sick and the next day you can't be productive or have nausea all day? Also, why drink when you're at the peak of your power as a young person? This idea was actually supported by a study from the University of Sussex. 857 participants took part in the January alcohol-free campaign. abstaining from consumption for the entire month. The study found that 71% of participants reported sleeping better, 67% had more energy, and 58% experienced weight loss. All of these things are very important for success when you're younger, so why slow down your brain by drinking? If you want to know how you can retire earlier than others, make sure to watch the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching this video. I ask you to support us with a like if you enjoyed the video and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.